Hey everybody, John Hauser, director for Shimano Canadian Cyclocross Championships, sitting here with Rob Brown, course director for the National Championships. Hope you enjoy our little preview video here.
So this is at Nichols Oval here in Peterborough. Here's the straightaway for the start.
Similar to what we had at Sherbrooke last year, it starts on the grass but finishes on asphalt.
This is coming to the first turn here. Be a nice wide sweeper. Now this section we won't actually be going into these trees. We'll be keeping it nice and fast and away from the trees, and then popping right into this this wide 180 on the grass. A little bit of an off camber there too.
Yeah, 180 comes into an off camber, and then we head into a really fast-paced descent with a long corner that you can hit at a really high speed.
Yeah, with a little bit of water on the ground, this section will be a little bit slick. And we go out on the asphalt there, up onto a steep embankment, and that'll split the field up a little bit more.
The grass is pretty flat here, pretty well manicured. You're not going to be going over a lot lumps and bumps. Your bike's not going to be jittering around. There's a few roots and stuff to watch out for, but that's all part of the course pre-ride.
Now this looks very thin right now, very narrow, but we're going to move this ahead about 50 to 75 meters so that we can get 3 full width lanes in this section. But it'll essentially run the same. It'll be a big S turn with this set of barriers in the middle there.
And that's going to be our Smith Optics barrier section. It's slightly different. We're probably going to go around that basketball court on the right and add in a couple of turns and come through the mud on the left there. It tends to always be muddy in Nichols Oval through that little section. Coming around to the pit now, 180-degree turn to slow people down. The pit's not set up for this course preview, but that was the pit section that we were just passing through there.
Back onto the asphalt here, a little bit of speed.
Coming up alongside all those cars where they're parked, that's going to be the club row and team tent section.
And we're coming up to our first feature that's a little bit on the tricky side. It's a quick right, quick left, and down this steep section. We'll have a little course a feature preview for you. Video as well. It goes over that in a bit more detail.
Coming down that fast hill and into that off camber that we just passed there is really one of my favorite sections on course. You can rail that at high speed, but having the course fall away from you at the same time, it's a pretty thrilling part of the course to ride.
There's the Otonabee River there. Stay out of that.
Using a little section of berm there. That's like a monument for Rotary Park that we're riding through now. Coming up, there may be some more turns through this section of the course. Coming back along that fast off-camber turn on the right-hand side. Just a few twists and turns here as we slow people down and set you up for a steep possible ride-up or run-up.
Yeah, you'll see it goes straight up this steep run-up here. But we're probably going to add in a couple of 90-degree turns to really slow riders down, pretty much forcing a run-up. But we'll have to wait until race weekend for the big reveal.
Our branding for that is the Shimano run-up. We're up at the top of the park again through here, a couple of quick 180s back down to the lower section alongside the sort of the level of the Otonabee River, and now we're coming on to a section called Heckler's Hill, the Peterborough Cycling Club Heckler's Hill.
Yeah, we've used this in local club rides for years, and it looks a lot easier at double the speed.
Yeah, that's a steep climb up the hill there. It's really going to put some lactic into the legs. And we come through a flat section around the washrooms back past the team tent area, and we're coming around the 180 with the pit on the right hand side here. So this is the second pit. The course is pretty much split in half, 3.2 kilometers with I believe 1.2 kilometers pit 1 to pit 2 and 1.1 kilometers pit 2 to pit 1.
Back onto Heckler's Hill. This is a fairly technical downhill right into partial uphill again. So I could see that being a little bit slippy come race day.
This is quite an off-camber section that we're riding along here. If it's wet and muddy, you may be running along that section.
Now coming up to the Trek Wild Rock run up here. It's rideable. The question is, will there be someone ahead of you? How beaten up will it be from all the racing? How slick will it be? So we'll have to see.
It's rocky and loose and technical and quite difficult to ride. Maybe more of a rideable feature for the elites and less so age groupers and more amateur riders.
So we're just coming up to the finishing straightaway here. That was an off-camber left-hand turn onto the finishing chute here. These speed bumps will be gone, and wheelies are mandatory through this area.
Yeah, so a couple of wheelies. I'm throwing my hands up coming through the section that's going to be the finish line. There's pretty much exactly 100 meters coming into the finish there, and coming out of the finish we just go through another section of turns onto the grass, and then we're going to be back onto where the course starts just past the starting straight.
Yeah, so this is back right at the start again.